Here's the opening range recap for Friday, May 27th. We're looking at the Dow. The Dow had 4 trades, super small opening range, only 46 points. That is actually the smallest opening range for all of 2022. And with the markets the way they are, those are very, very, very dangerous type of days where you have an S&P long for the ride up trade. You have an extremely small opening range. And if we look at the NASDAQ had an opening range greater than yesterday. S&P had an opening range that was not as big as yesterday, but definitely not as small as the Dow in comparison. So these can be dangerous days, but let's go over it. So the first trade here was a win for both 25 and the 50. Here's a additional thing to look for. When you have a day, S&P long for the ride up day, for example, S&P long for the ride down day, up day is better, but hits the pivot, hits the first pivot, and then comes back down to the 50%. 50% was, in today's case on the Dow, was 702, came down to like 699. So 3 points basically stopped at the 50% and then popped. Buying there at the pivot, 50%, as you can see, does, in this particular case, did very, very well. So watch for that as well as you trade. Those are turning points a lot of times. That first pivot hit and then hits the 50% retracement and then up. I wouldn't do it every day, but when it's in line with an S&P long for the ride, like we are today, those can be potentially big moves. But anyway, going back to the opening range pivots here, first one here was a win for both 25 and 50. Second trade here was a loss for both 25 and the 50. Third one here was a loss for both the 25 and 50. This would have been a most safe 25% entry. Again, super dangerous because it's only 46 points. But and this is also before 10 a.m. as well. Actually, all 4 of these are before 10 a.m. So, so if you lost this one on the 25%, you would enter here 3 additional contracts and you won. This was a loss in the 50. This was a loss in the 50. So this would be your first most safe 50% entry in the Dow, which was worth 23 points. So for the 25% most safe, your first entry is here, you lost. Second entry is here, you won, so you broke even on the 25. And then as far as the 50%, first entry was here, most safe, and it was a win worth 23 points. All right, NASDAQ. NASDAQ, we actually have just one trade today for that one. And we just missed the 50%, coming down to the 50%. So we needed to come down to 504, came down to 507 in order to get a 50% win. So that's still up in the air whether that's a 50% win or not. But either way, it's just one trade. And it was a win for the 25. We don't know for the 50, but this is after 11, so we wouldn't take any additional trades at this point. Anyway, ES is interesting, a lot like yesterday in the sense that missing it by a tick. So here, this first trade was a loss for both 25 and the 50. It came down, needed it to come down to 375, 0375. Came down to, wrong one, came down to, right here, 425. So missed the exit by 2 ticks. So again, this wasn't a most safe trade or anything, but it missed the trade by 2 ticks. If that would have been a win, then this would not have been a trade. But since it didn't hit the 375, this would be a trade. Now, this particular thing right here the entry is 4120.75. This is the ES, and it missed it by 2 ticks. So missed the entry by 2 ticks, did exactly what it was supposed to do. Again, this would have been a most safe entry here, and did exactly what it's supposed to do. If you look at the micro, you actually missed it by 1 tick. So you missed the entry by 1 tick. Again, did exactly what it was supposed to do. I'm not, me personally, taking this trade. Even though officially it's a most safe trade, I'm personally not taking it because it already did what it quote unquote was supposed to do. It just missed it by 1 tick or 2 tick, depending on what you're trading. This did end up being, this is a most safe, so officially, just like we talked about yesterday, officially the only things I go off of is the official. So officially this was a most safe entry, and for the 25%, and eventually it did win and got your win. Now again, you needed it to come down to this one kind of gives you heartburn a couple of times. So here needed to come down to 1750, came down to 18. So if you were in this most safe trade, you needed 3.25 points. It got you 2.75 before then popping up. So then again, eventually it does get you your profits. But the last 2 days, the ES has just missed by a couple of ticks, a couple of times. So those 1-2 ticks can really make a difference, and figure out how you want to trade it exactly. But officially, the S&P was a winner, worth 3.25 points on the most safe 25% entry. I didn't personally take that, but that's what the results are. So have a good weekend. Monday, the markets are closed, so there'll be no update on Monday. For Memorial Day, if you do want the opening range ebook that I wrote, let me know, and I will send it your way. Take care.